Alright, well, it seems like Trinity went down for a little bit, so I will hop back on. Due to at least some demand. I don't know about popular demand, but I do have to take care of one little bit of homework here. And that is, I want to input some cheats. Alright, well, hopefully that takes. I suppose I should actually get into my stream to make sure that I'm following the chat. Check on one more thing and then I'll be ready to go. So, I think I'm going to be doing some Mega Man 3 for a little bit. Because why not? It's one of my absolute favorites. I love doing it. This game has continued to be one of my absolute faves for a long, long time. But, way back in the day, me and one of my friends from Michigan, we actually, when he was back visiting his grandma, we applied some cheats to it that were on the game Genie, and this is how I play Mega Man 3. I absolutely love doing this. Ooh. Thank God for that tiny amount of invincibility when you happen to get damaged. Oh, come on, not one of those could have hit him. That's too bad. As much fun as streaming this is, though, I do hope Trinity's able to get back up and going again. Giant kitty fur balls, hairballs, and fleas. Gotta love fleas. Slide under fleas. There we go, cleared that part. Of course, normally if he can't within a reasonable time, he just calls quits. Well, that's too bad. I always like hanging out in Trinity's channel. And yeah, I know sometimes, like he always says, if you want to stream, just stream, because you're always going to interfere with somebody else's channel, but like his is one of those where I still kind of prefer to be in his and chat versus doing my own some nights. Not always, but sometimes. If he does come back up, let me know though. So did you ever play Mega Man back in the day, Jax? Or now even? Doesn't have to be back in the day. I just kind of call it back in the day because this is one of the oldest games that I'm familiar with and have loved for a long, long time. Oof, tough. Yeah, that's why I wish you didn't stream Saturday nights, because I want to do evening stream Saturday, but I don't always want to watch. Yeah, struggle is real. Legit never played this game, but I've heard it's so much fun. Oh god, yes. Like I said, one of my absolute favorite games. I've probably played this thing like, I don't know, at least once a year since I was but a wee lad. Although I do love playing it with the cheat codes like a ton more. And I don't think I'm gonna beat him with this much life unless I just... yeah. We'll just die once and then defeat him. We'll do that. Oop. There we go. Going to be hard because I never miss his or Jess's stream, and Jess streams 1 PM and goes till 6. Oof. Like 2 hours? Well, that's fine though. Fill those 2-hour gaps. The range of them throughout the day. Yeah. I don't know. I always try and find a balance between trying to be a content creator and trying to enjoy watching content, because both are fun for me, I guess. Well, goody. Time that really good. I'm gonna have to check out Jess later. I don't know that I've gone to her channel, but I've heard people talk about her in here quite a few times. Favorite part, right here. Those codes make you go faster than your own bullets. And this is the part that's kind of tricky. I actually kind of have to take damage in order to make this work. Otherwise I'll die. There we go. Positively makes life possible. Yeah, that's the nice part about, like, being a part of this community, too. Like, you kind of establish that nice core group. We're gonna cheat. We're gonna hitch a ride. Ooh. Okay, I should probably pay attention to the ride. That just makes that part unfair. Okay, I do have to pause right there, because actually where I have my phone to watch the chat is just absolutely horrible. I keep having to turn my head to even take a glance at it, so I'm gonna commandeer a small end table. Ah, that's worlds better. Yeah, now my chat's like right there. Love it. Mic on my earbuds, so rip everybody. Aww. Somebody's hosting. And following. That's one thing I mean to add to the Twitch homepage. That woo bagel sound is actually up on Zedge. Time to upgrade, Captain Jacks. Yep. TM Dart. Hey, thanks for the follow, Dart. And Captain... Ah, Haley with the follower. Thanks, Haley. Love the hosts. That's one thing I'm gonna look forward to, is actually getting a second monitor so I can like check out what's happening without having to wait for the stream delay on my phone to catch up. The most legit Mega Man playthrough you've seen? Yeah, this is how I used to do this way back in the day. These are Game Genie codes that... Well, one of them, the jump one, is just like the straight up Game Genie code for like the mega jump that it has in the booklet, but we actually tweaked the speed code, me and one of my friends, because it even tells you, like, right in the front of the book, like, you can mess with, like, the first two letters, and it kind of acts like a variable to alter the code. And yeah, it took us probably, I don't know, the better part of at least a half hour to an hour to tweak this code right. Because at first we thought, like, oh hey, we're just gonna like put the speed as high up as it'll go, and like that'll be awesome. No, that's not awesome. What actually happens is like you like jettison straight off the screen and your sprite doesn't come back at all. It was a bad time. Sorry to do this, but I'm going to bed. Okay. Hey, thank you for the follow. Jong, am I saying that right? I hope so. I don't like butchering people's names, but thank you for the follow. You know who you are. Yep. Have a great night, Captain Jax. Always a pleasure to see you around. Okay. Let's defeat Hardman. Perhaps the easiest to make fun of all Mega Man bosses. Because, I mean, come on. And dead. It's awesome. I love having Game Genie or Pro Action Replay. I never did the Pro Action Replay, but I did Game Shark when I had the original PlayStation. And honestly, like, that is something I think has completely fallen off of, like, the landscape of video gaming, because everything is so, you know, multiplayer and stream integrated, or Steam integrated, and things like that. Like, there used to be so many more cheat code options back in the day, from what I think, or at least, like, it used to be easier. Like, you didn't have to do nearly as much hunting. It was just right out there in the mainstream. Oh, the giant snake. I could sit here and handle this giant snake, but, no. Yeah, the Game Shark, that one too. I actually had a version of, and again, like, tweaking our own codes, I loved it. I actually had a version called the Game Shark Pro that had a little button on the side where you could tell it to, like, start hunting for things, and you could press the button later after you had played a little bit and the variables have changed. And you could kind of tell it, like, oh, did your variable go up or down? So you could find the code that you wanted to make, and you could literally make a code yourself for a game if they didn't have it. It was amazing. Yeah, days I miss the Game Shark as well. Like, for reasons like this. Whee! Almost dead. Continue dying. I just want 999 Master Balls. Yeah, agreed. There was a cheat that you could perform in that thing to get like a ton of one item that you had in a specific slot, but man, you really had to farm it. No, Dart, the Turbo Fire is just my controller. I'm actually playing this on an emulator, which I know is kind of a little frowned upon, but pretty much what I have been doing is, like, I've only been using emulators for games that I can physically, you know, produce a copy of. You know, like, I actually own Mega Man 3 in my own Nintendo collection. It's downstairs somewhere, but it is far easier to actually, you know, just go ahead and put it through an emulator and put it on here. And since, of course, like, the original Nintendo didn't actually have, like, more than a couple some odd buttons, like, in the emulator, I can just set this one to turbo. Just kind of a matter of convenience. I could do it without, but yeah, life. Bring in the Rush Marine. Please don't fall. Good. I had a controller for the NES that had these switches in the middle that would let you select turbo. Oh yeah, I remember seeing a whole lot of those. I know you can still kind of find them for like some aftermarket controllers nowadays too, but I only really had one that I used back in the day called, oh, what was that? Turbo Touch 360 was like one that they had on commercials on like Nickelodeon and stuff all the time. It was actually kind of weird because it didn't have like a physical D-pad like you're used to. It had like just this bizarre touchpad and everything, but it actually kind of worked sort of how they advertised it. Like your fingers didn't get numb from pressing the buttons down and stuff like that. It was kind of nice, and it had turbo functionality, so can't go wrong. There we go. Got the Gemini laser. Which means I get to go beat up Needleman. All things considered, this should be a pretty fast stream. All things considered, I did this another night, and it wound up taking me pretty much just over an hour to beat the whole thing. How old are you, if you don't mind me? No, I don't mind you asking at all. I'm actually 32, which is, you know, not really why I made the number on my nickname. I've actually had Adnaw32 is a user and nickname for a long, long time. I just like the number 32 is all. But now I'm finally 32. I kind of almost consider it like a second golden birthday sort of thing. So yeah, I'm just as old as some fun things like Super Mario. We're just gonna use an E-Tank because I don't feel like dying. Oh, see, I did take damage. Could have died, although I think I might have had one peg left. That's awesome. The SN Pro Pad. Ooh, a licensed product. Nice. Yep, it will be my golden year. And I've still got about half of it left. Because I don't turn 33 until July. Okay, which one should we go back to? Should we go to the robots in Sparkman, Needleman, Gemini Man, or Shadow Man stages? I'm gonna let the chat pick. Although I'm gonna have to wait a second because you guys are kind of, you know, experiencing that small delay. Needle, perfect. And Haley wins the vote by matter of expedience. Oh, no fair. Got poked by the last one. I'ma go get me that extra health. And the E-Tank. I had to forcibly remind myself of my age today. Yeah. I don't find that to be so hard for myself, but like there are days where I have to remember it for my kids. Like, oh my god, they were born what year again? Hey, don't knock away my magnet missile. Yeah, Trinity, I did hop on here and start streaming since your stream met with an unfortunate end. With the shade. Almost peed himself laughing. Let's go ahead and take care of that again. Speed codes are also kind of unfortunate in this game due to the fact that Rush Jet won't actually keep up with you right away. I'll bring him up here just a bit. Of course. Like, he will catch up to you once you fall, but... There we go. if I can't farm some life out of this. Oh, just weapon energy so far. Yeah, well. Let's try this one. Yay. And that one too. Captain Jax, you're supposed to be sleeping. That's okay, he can be here. Weakness, weakness, weakness. Hard punch. Yeah, hard punch. I can hit him with it. Oh, that's better. Even if you're supposed to be sleeping, welcome back! Okay, Needleman stage all taken care of. Spark, Gemini, or Shadow? I'll wait. How's Dan been? Actually, he has been busy as all get out. He's got a new job that he's doing for a local company here. And he was working night shift, which was a total bummer because I was getting far less friend Dan time. And after that, they actually thought he was doing a fantastic job, which is awesome. And his boss asked him if he would like to come over to the day shift, which is super ideal. We like day shift. But at the same time, like, they got super busy, and now he's putting in, like, 12-hour days. Which seems like kind of a drawback. I guess he was doing, like, 5 or so of them, like, almost in a straight shot. So, like, Dan's good, but Dan's super busy. Because, yeah, I really want to get back and do another stream with friend Dan. Maybe do some more Super Mario World. Ew, daytime, yeah, I know. Wait, ew, daytime. I don't know, like, if that's saying, like, the nighttime shift is, like, more ideal, I would maybe have to pass on that notion. I tried doing a night shift once for, like, 2 weeks at a job, and, yeah, I didn't prefer it at all. We're gonna do Shadow Man stage. It was kind of one of those things where, like, I used to think, like, oh, I stay up late anyways, like, I usually stay up till 3, what's another couple hours, you know? Those couple of hours are super crucial. I need those extra couple hours. Because it wound up being, like, I would get off at about, like, 8 in the morning, come home, and I would go to sleep, and I wouldn't even wake up until, like, 9 or so when I had to get up and go do it all over again. Like, I could never get used to the whole, like, needing to actually wake up sometime in the afternoon to actually, you know, maintain a schedule like a human being. So, I'd prefer not to do a night shift. if at all possible. There we go. Perfect Mega Man video game weakness logic. Use needle to poke his wood. Oop. Yeah, I know, we cheated a lot there. Used getting hit to our advantage. I used to work a job where I switched between 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., 4 p.m. Ugh. That sucks. Yeah, that would be so horrible on your body, I would think. Like, just trying to get used to all of that. Like, I don't know that I could handle something like that. There's another local company here that, from what I've been told, they do a lot of that. They do that shifting of schedules around quite a bit. I don't think that was his weakness. Not that. Was that, but low on energy. I gained like 15 pounds and it was always, my body was just like, ugh, yeah. I hear that. That would be absolutely awful. Oops. Yeah, the company, like here where I live, they would switch people like completely from nights to days. Like one set of months you would be working nights, and then like another set of months they would switch you to days. You know, like at least they did them in a fairly decent chunk, but like, man, that would just really have to suck, especially around like holidays, like if you didn't know which one you were gonna be on and stuff. Not to mention just, you know, trying to keep consistency for other people as well. Like, oh, when are you available? Eh, who knows? They also had me working fall daylight savings and tired. Tried not to pay me for extra hours. Ooh. Yeah, that I would have a huge discrepancy with. Needs paid for those hours I worked. It was my job that was in Clive by the bagel place. Wait, you worked by the bagel place that we were talking about earlier? I like to work on the people, but had to quit. Uptime? I don't know, like maybe 30 minutes? 40? Whew, that was close. Yeah, I don't know that I actually have the uptime command going if it's not like a global command. I really need to get my bot like going and up to speed. It's one of those things that I've kind of been slacking on, not gonna lie. I worked up a block that... Whoops. Trying to reach chat, going to get hit by little robots. I'm trying to figure out how to make that a command, or do you need a Nightbot? Yeah, I have one, but like pretty much I only tinkered with it for like a minute, and then it, like I said, that's kind of where I was telling Captain, like, just get on and stream, because, you know, at least just being here, you're putting stuff out there, and, you know, you're getting followers and things of that nature. But it's just one of those areas that I've kind of let slide, and I probably should get one activated by now and really figure out all the commands that I want to have on it. Metal Man. There's nothing wrong with being a noob. And honestly, how else are you supposed to learn stuff? Actually, the part that I've really liked is how much, like, information people have put on YouTube and stuff like that, because, shoot, if you want to learn how to do anything, it's there. Okay, this is an extremely hard part to perform right here, because normally you would just hold right and you would get yourself in between those spikes and it'd be no big deal. But even just tapping on right, I can go from like here to here super quick. So we'll see how this turns out. I might die. Yay, success. Put myself up against that wall and then I can fall all the way down just fine. Woo! Jack's paid me $1,000 to follow him. Yeah, I just figured out how to get bits from videos the other day. Felt so stupid. Like, I knew you could, but they kind of put it in a little spot where I had to hunt for it. Yeah, I'll follow Haley for free too. Oops. Really wanted to turn around and hit him with that. Oh, that is unfortunate. Ugh. Google AnkBot commands. flow. Yeah, I actually had somebody in the other day who offered to donate to me. It was when I was playing with friend Dan last. Somebody from Germany was in the stream and asked if he could donate to me, and like, I didn't have anything set up for it because, you know, like, why would people want to give me money for this? You know, like, it's just me. So yeah, I was totally taken aback by that. I wound up just having to tell him, like, nah, just hit the follow button. That's, like, far more important to me right now. Just come back and talk. Well, this could suck a lot. What's entertainment, Haley? Sorry. I think I kind of missed that part. I get the feeling we're saying that my death is entertainment, which is fine. I just had to run out of weakness ability versus quick man. This might just have to be a try it again-zy. I wonder if he's got a secondary weakness, though. That'd be nice. Well, if he does, that ain't it. That additionally is not it. No on needle. And I'm gonna die before he gets up. Yep. Stream in general is entertainment, that's why someone would want to give you money. Well, I like to think so, but at the same time, I'd still rather be a little bit more humble about it. I was just taken aback. And actually, the really sad part is, like, after he said it, I'm like, well, I know I have a PayPal account. I would just have to link it. Ooh, he does have a secondary weakness. So I was trying to find my phone. The whole time, like immediately after all of that. And it dawned on me about, I don't know, a minute later that I could not find my phone, which I was using for chat the whole time. It was right there. Turned off my PS4 far later than planned. Like you were playing it, Jong? Where I placed it. Where's the monkey throwing barrels? I could probably load up the game where the monkey throws the barrels. Well, I was never particularly good at that one. Turn, jump, and SOB, stay still. Probably flustered by the question. I was so taken aback. Like, donate me? Twit? Why? Made no sense to me. Oh, it's Dr. Riley's ship. Cues the eyebrow wiggle. Ah, there it is. I somehow get Claire. Why is Claire coming up in Captain Jack's search? This makes no sense. I don't know. Hope you guys can hear the music okay in this one too, by the way. I don't know if you are or aren't, because, oh man, I always love the music in this game, particularly. It's probably why I consider it one of my favorites. The music's solid, bosses are fun. Yeah, I've got 4 lives. Well, yeah. Let's sit on. Whoop, 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 whoop. Get up there. Do some stuff for money, and an hour later I haven't started. Amazing. How do you rename your Ankbots? Seriously, last question. I don't know that one. Somebody else would have to field that one. Like I said, I've been neglecting my bot duties. Oh, Jax, please tell me you did not actually do the Alt F4 thing. I'm just fighting words. That is the best. Sleeping resident. Hey, yeah, gaming with Nighthawk. Twitch account for it. Name it whatever you want to begin with. Yeah, that's something I didn't even know. Let's go fight this guy. Were they using against this thing the other day? Ah. There we go. You owe me for this private lesson. Just kidding. Aw, cute kitten. haven't given me any knowledge on this thing. Besides, go to Google. Yep, Haley doesn't appreciate you, I agree. All that knowledge and nothing. Make a Twitch account for your bot. The bot gets his own Twitch account. That'd be harsh if the bot got more followers. Oh, jeez. Bot got more followers than you did. That would suck. Hey, let's go this way. We can get that life that we just lost. Can't be taught. Oh, goody. I think I hear the wonderful sound of my cat vomiting on the carpet. That's fun. Yay, cat vomit. I'll just jump over them all. Problem solved. Possibly unlink. Yeah, you can't disconnect. Ooh, that's rough. Awesome. I figured it'd be easier to keep up with chat while playing a game like this, but apparently not. Keep having to like pause and go back and take a look at things. Heated blanket. Ooh, I miss heated blankets. My grandma to this day still has a heated blanket that she's had for probably longer than my entire life, and that thing gets so like wickedly scalding hot. It is just obscene. They truly made stuff to last back then. Yeah, you guys are quite chatty. So that's a good thing. I want people to be chatty in here. I want it to be active enough that I have to, like, take a time out and go back through a chat. Because it sure beats the heck out of just talking to myself. There we go. Mystery box. Ah, the mystery box sucks. Yeah, I could spare one. Oh, goody. Get one if you have the means, of course. They're on Amazon. Sorry, what are we talking about that's on Amazon that I need to pick up? I must have lost track of that part. Ship you some water. Oh, are you talking about the, heated blanket thing? Perfect sleeping right there. Summer wedding. Woo. Oh, sure. Still get hit by debris. This was a fun little tidbit that I had to learn when we did the speed code. Your movements are too fast for some of the chambers to pick up. So most of the time you either have to get lucky and slide over one, or we figured out that the slide function will actually pick up your movements. See? That was confusing at first. Thought we would have to not beat the game entirely. Divert the attention. Hobbitses.
Sneaky, sneaky little hobbitses.
What's wrong with this? Not that I need to use weakness for top man, but meh. Got him. Got him. a date, that's believable. Aw, Trinity. That wouldn't be enough to get her to like. Oh, that's so harsh. How long did it take you to figure that out the first time you got stuck? Well, we did a whole lot of back and forth movement first, and like we actually kind of did a slide on accident while trying to get it to go, and then we figured out that you actually had to do the slide. Like I said, sometimes it works when you get in there, but not all the time. Gotta do the slide. Spark. Truly amazing part is we haven't even been streaming that long, and we're already almost to the complete end of the game. Yeah, man. Last thing you would want. Ooh, scary shotgun, Dad. That's no fun. I think we had that discussion the other day about the overprotective father thing. Like, thought I wanted to be one day, and then I had a completely unfun experience with one who, like, legitimately tried to strangle me. I mean, he let up, otherwise, you know, I get the feeling he probably just would have succeeded. Cha-cha slide. I haven't done the cha-cha slide in a while. Always see it at the weddings and everything. It's a staple. Yep, Dad's cray-cray. Indeed. I didn't like that experience. Like, there's still days where I catch myself thinking about it. Like, that part seems like completely sad, but just like letting that sort of negative something, like, keep that kind of impact on you, I guess, but yeah. I recommend avoiding psycho dads if at all possible. Come on, get it over here. There we go. Now I don't have to fire shots at his dangly parts. He'll come over here. Not going to die. Not on the cards. Not on the cards. We're gonna miss him a lot, though. There we go. Oh my god, we beat Dr. Wily! Pardon? Okay, that was kind of funny. Nope, it's a fake. Well, that seems kind of pointless. Snake, I think. He'll never forgive you, Captain Jax. Oh, I certainly hope so. Don't want to ban Captain Jax. Okay, now we beat Mega Man 3. Just set the controller right there. Oh. On a scale of 1 to 5 Macy's. If Mega Man's a robot, how did he regain consciousness? How much do you love Captain Jax? Thanks for days. I don't know if it's much of a congratulations, because, yeah, like I said, I've beaten this game so many times. It hardly even counts anymore. And especially not when you do it like that. Is Trinity even still in the chat? I don't see him. I like the little thing they do at the end here when they go through all the robot masters. I just thought that was kind of cool. Well, okay, I'll agree with you on that point. It is a pretty fast way to get through the game. Because I'm not even sure what the time is right now for the stream, but I know it can't be that long. Somewhere in the neighborhood of an hour. Oh yeah, I can beat it without cheats. It just takes longer. And it doesn't have as much nostalgic value, because, you know, me and the buddy tweaked the codes ourselves, so. But it's all good. Maybe Trinity left when I made the comment about the cat puke and he figured out I was a cat person. Like, I don't dislike dogs, but I have 2 cats. They're far easier to maintain. That was a good playthrough, though. I enjoyed it very much. It was certainly nice to get back in here. I don't know, does anybody know, did Trinity actually get back up and streaming? His data ran out. Ooh, that'd be harsh. I've actually had to kind of tone down what I watch on Twitch because of, like, running too close to being over my, like, 12 gigs on Verizon. Started watching more Twitch and the data just started going down. So that could be a legitimate concern. And we certainly don't want Trinity having to pay a whole bunch extra on a cell phone bill. Maybe he just went to bed. Also a valid idea. Because, yeah, if he's in Pennsylvania, that's, what, at least a full time zone ahead? Maybe 2. I know it's even kind of pushing for me. I really should. I think I'm probably actually going to be done here in just a minute or 2. Because it's already pushing on 12:40 for me. And I should be smarter about actually going to bed. Like, that's the part that I always hate. Is like, ooh, stay up and watch streamers because I love streamers and streamers are awesome and you guys are fantastic to hang out with. Or go to bed and not go to work with like 5 hours of sleep on board. Which is an okay amount, but as I'm getting older, I'm definitely realizing that 5 hours is getting a whole lot rougher to pull off. Snacks and cuddles with Macy is my guess. Yeah. So wait, is he having the snacks? Is Macy having the snacks? I mean, the cuddle seems easily enough, like, mutually satisfying, but, like, who's getting the snacks? Probably switch over my scene here. I could go for a snack and some cuddles. So that's the only thing, like, I know Whiffy, the wife, if nobody's heard that nickname before, like, I'll get into bed and Whiffy, we have a king-size bed, so she pretty much, like, sleeps way on the opposite side and everything, and I've got a CPAP, so I'm always kind of stuck on my side, so cuddles are limited some days. Ooh, bed rest for the day. That sounds harsh. I've never learned my lesson. Yeah, that seems about right. Like, there's been days where I've gone to work and usually by about like 2 o'clock, like, I am almost having to get up and like physically walk away from my computer because I'm just getting so tired and it's so hard to keep my eyes open. And that's been happening quite a bit more lately just because I've found the glory that is Twitch. 4 a.m. and then pop some Dayquil. Oof. Sounds like a rough way to have to handle things, though. Completely ran out of data. Oh, I hope not. A king? Yeah, it is nice. It's one of those things where, like, shoot, once you go to a king, you can't go back. I can't do a queen-size bed anymore. It is just so harsh. Like a queen I could do. I mean, when we go to hotels and stuff and, like, get a queen, like, that's fine, we can make that work, but, like, when I go to visit my dad, I think he only has, like, 2 full beds in his guest bedrooms, and that's rough. That's pretty much like a forced cuddle, and yeah, it's getting to the point where I would almost rather sleep on his sofa, just because, for whatever reason, even if there was enough room, that mattress was ungodly hard. Like, I guess my bed is just so much more soft than that. It's not as firm a mattress. I wake up and my back is absolutely locked like a freaking board. Nose starts running, my head starts hurting. So rude, indeed. The struggle. Hey, Chupa Squirrel, how's it going? You actually kind of missed some of the excitement. I just finished up beating Mega Man 3 with speed codes. We're just kind of hanging out at this point, really. Stupid bodies. Indeed, stupid bodies. Bodies suck. They're all uncooperative and awkward shaped and, I don't know, like drippy sometimes, and bleh. We'd all be better off as fun little disembodied souls. Well, man, whoops. Yeah. So Chupa, are you from Trinity's stream? Can't remember where I saw you first. Love the Mega Man series? Agreed. I pretty much own most of the original series of Mega Man. Like, I own all 6 originals for the NES, for the actual console itself. And I've got number 7, number 8. And I didn't actually own a Super Nintendo for a long time, so I never wound up getting, like, Mega Man X or anything, but my buddy had Mega Man X. So I even managed to get into those ones. I would imagine it was probably from Trinity's channel, Chupa. Although, I don't know, were you around when Haley was streaming the other day? Maybe that was it. I don't know. It doesn't matter, you're here, and I am thankful that you're here. Thank you for coming. Makes me happy. Plenty more people to chat with. At some point, once I get all my Discord stuff up and going the way that I want it to, I would actually like to be able to have people join into Discord, or at least, you know, like a couple, 2, 3 people at a time, and, you know, just chat on there while playing a game. Because sometimes it's a lot easier for me to keep up that way than having to look over and read the chat. Not that I'm gonna stop doing that, but I like a little bit more back and forth audio banter. First 2 Mega Man X's, never owned But I have it in the collections. Yeah, and I know nowadays, like, getting your hands on, like, a physical copy of Mega Man X3 is, like, a little bit of a costly venture if it's still in good condition and everything. Oof. Should have scooped that one out back in the day when I actually could. Rating channel after channel. That's awesome. That's actually one thing that I don't do that I need to start doing, is rating people at the end of mine. It's just, that's a little harder given that, like, I don't actually have, like, chat except for on my phone and stuff, and have access to a little more of it without, like, just taking a pause and going to do it with, like, nothing streaming at the time. Mega Man 2 is the first video game I ever bought with my own money. Chupa, that is so awesome. My first video game... Well, my first console was the NES, which came with Mega Man... or not Mega Man, but Super Mario 3. But actually, shortly after that, I think Mega Man 1 was my first purchase. And then, like, I wound up getting... I think I wound up getting number 2 and number 3 at a sale for, we actually had a local video game, or like a local video store that went out of business, and they had a sale of, like, all their stuff at the time. And I wound up acquiring 2 and 3 that way. I have no idea where I acquired 4. I wound up buying 5 at some point before I even had number 3. And number 6 was actually given to me by a friend for like a birthday or something like that. 50/50 way back in the day. Ooh. Yeah, I can't remember what they actually cost. That's just rough. Having to pay that much even back then, that would have made it even worse. Have played all the X games on their original platform. Agreed. I've played all the X games on their original. Really wanted it. At least you got the one that, I don't know, like, Mega Man 2 is not my favorite, but I acknowledge that, like, most people probably consider it, like, the golden Mega Man game. Like, it's the one that seems to be most people's favorite. Actually, Mega Man 9 and 10 that they came out with rather recently, I was always really bummed that they took that one back to being, like, really similar to number 2. Only because, like, Mega Man only has so many things in his skill set. He has the shoot, he has the jump, he has the slide, he has the charge shot. That's pretty much what he can do. And that's not a lot. Like, those are a fairly, you know, fairly small range of abilities that he's actually able to pull off. And to take it back to a playstyle where you eliminate the charge shot and you eliminate his ability to slide. Like, that seemed kind of like a step backwards for me. So I was kind of put off when they brought out number 9. Ooh, man, he didn't even know anything about Mega... Like, at that point, Chupa was, like, did you buy Mega Man and, like, you had no idea, like, it was a side-scrolling platformer, like, you didn't even realize, like, how the game played? No, nothing like that? Spyro on the PS2, it was $20 or $30. Mega Man 11. Yeah, Chupa, I actually did hear that Mega Man 11 was supposed to be coming out this year. I'm a little put off by the aesthetic that they're going for Mega Man 11, but I'll give it a fair shot. I'll try it out. Knew nothing about it. Well, I certainly hope that, like, when you actually got it home and started playing it, that it was worth it. I almost can't imagine that it wouldn't be. It certainly seems like it poses enough of a challenge to kind of make it worth the buy. Yeah, no doubt, buying something that would become a classic game for sure. That's the part that I kind of find interesting. Like, you never know what's going to become a classic, like, in your own day. Not to mention, like, back then, too, when that thing would have been available to purchase, like, there was almost no way of knowing, like, how popular it was without, like, reading something about it in a magazine. Like, the internet wasn't a readily accessible thing to be able to go out and find people with the same likes as you. Yeah, Chupa, totally agree. I still play this to this day. Probably beaten it at least once a year since I was, I don't know, somewhere in my early years, like 7, 8, something like that, and I'm 32 now. It's been a good number of years. There's one NES game that I really wish I could figure out what it was. The only thing I remember about it is it was kind of like it was a side-scrolling platformer. And, like, I remember your character could turn into, like, this kind of, like, teal-looking dragon thing. That is the only thing I know about that game. And for the life of me, I have no idea what it is. So much loving the end credit song you were playing. I like the fact that it's nice enough that I can just kind of ignore it and just focus on the chat. Number 3 has had, like, the music that I like the most. Number 3 has always, hands down, been my favorite of all the Mega Man games. In just about almost every facet. Like, it was the first one to introduce the slide function. It was the first one to introduce Rush into it. Not to mention, he had 3 forms. He had the coil, the marine, and the jet. And the jet wasn't one that, like, once you hopped on it, it would just start scrolling on its own. No, Mega Man 3, the Rush jet would just stay there, like, underneath you. You could fully control it. there was a lot to like about Mega Man 3 in my opinion. I know a lot of people kind of give it a hard time versus some of the other games, but no, I love it. A lot of good things came out in number 3. It's actually pretty relaxing. Yeah, I'll agree. Well, Mega Man 2, you could only charge up that that fireball thing, though. It wasn't part of his, like, original default arsenal, though. I always wind up forgetting about the charge fireball thing until I wind up having to use it on that dragon. Although somebody was using, like, the quick boomerang on it, and I swear defeated it almost even faster. True, but it still started there. Okay, if you go off of the premise of calling it just a charge shot, if you say that number 4 was the first one to introduce the Mega Buster, that's more accurate. Add A32's channel, stop on by, discuss Mega Man lore. Alright, well, seeing as how it's 1 o'clock, I 2 started, 4 refined, X improved. I'll even say that 5 improved, because, like, the Mega Man 5, like, Buster Shot versus number 4's a whole lot better looking, in my opinion. And it spans pretty good. Okie doke, it's 11 p.m. I'm gonna head to bed. Thanks so much for the stream. Me. It's so lovely to chat with you guys. Yes, thank you for days. Absolutely. It was a pleasure seeing you in here as well. And have yourself a fantastic night. See you tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow. More than likely. Kind of what we do. Hopefully by then Trinity's channel's back up and going strong. Actually, Haley, what time are you planning on doing your Saturday thing? Oh, if only I was on the West Coast, Squirrel. It's 1 a.m. here. 8 p.m. Central? Okay, that might work out. I was gonna say, if you're gonna start doing stuff any earlier than that, I probably will not be there right away. I might not still be there for quite a while until later in the night, because my mom had actually offered to watch the kids and take them overnight. So this will be me and Whiffy's first date night, and well, I'm sure we've had date nights, I just can't recall when the last one was. Several months, I think. A little unfortunately. I think Trinity will understand. St. Louis or Chicago? I'm in Iowa. Squirrel, and I know Haley's in Minnesota. I'm not in a town anywhere near that big. Tomorrow you're planning on 2 p.m.? Date night is way more important. Yeah, I should think so. Oh, there's days where I feel like it really sucks, you know, like having kids and getting responsibilities and falling into that whole like thing. Because man, I really liked me when I was dating and stuff like that. I'm not saying like I want to go date other people. No, like I feel like I don't have the time to be nearly as like quote unquote romantic as I used to be. Like, I've always been kind of corny and stuff and more comedic than, like, truly romantic. But I used to do, like, more grand gestures than I feel like I have the time to do now. I miss doing that. Really, Chupa, you used to live in Iowa as well? What part of Iowa? Or what town? Stream ends about an hour after it starts. Mine almost did, but that's just on account of I beat the thing so fast. I'm actually still up for chatting for just a few more minutes and everything, but I am going to have to take a quick break here so I can go take one of my kids off of my wife so she can get up. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So many Iowans here. Yeah. See, Haley, I told you. Would you find those other 15? Yeah, definitely. Take care of you if you need to. Okay, not sure what that was about. Meh. Back from getting the kiddo off of Wi-Fi. I will say this much, for all the stuff I talk about, like the kids kind of being a pain in the butt and all that sort of stuff, along that same sort of theme, like putting those kids to bed is probably like one of the most awesome parts. Like simple, awesome, rewarding parts about being a parent. Something about that like sleeping child that's just like so innocent and everything that you just pick them up, put them in their bed, and they're never even any the wiser. Like that part is pretty fun. Wearing a Kinnick Stadium shirt. Oh, so Chupa, you're not only from Iowa, but you're an Iowa fan. That fair to take away? Which there's a question I never raised to you, Haley. Iowa State or Iowa? I feel like everybody's got one. Even if they don't care that much. Gotta kill that. I just froze, things got all weird. What did I do? Weird here. Okay, there we go. Now I think my chat froze up. I wasn't getting anything off of there. Hawkeyes are the ones that you go for. Awesome. Yeah, Haley, I'm still actually live. Hawkeyes all the way. Good to hear, good to hear. My wife's an ISU fan. Poor, poor wife. It always makes things kind of fun. We actually have sort of a nice little tradition of when the Iowa ISU game is going on, we'll actually... Whoa. Okay. Sorry about that. We've actually got kind of a tradition when the Iowa State game is going on. Like, we have like our respective hats on, and then whoever takes the lead, like if Iowa takes the lead, I hand over my Iowa hat, and Jennifer has to, Whiffy has to wear it until they wind up tying or taking the lead from us. Avid Cyclone fan, yep. I know what you mean. Friend Dan is actually he's a Panthers fan. Very nice. Yeah. It's nice to know that even the people that I have found on Twitch that are from Iowa, etc., are still for the Hawkeyes. Good to know. Well, couldn't pay me enough. Well stated, Squirrel. Well stated. Alright. You guys are now honorary squirrels. I'll take it. I will take the praise and the fantastic title. So you stream, Squirrel? That's a cute thing to do. The hat thing, Haley? Is that what you're referring to? Yeah. It is kind of a cute thing to do, I guess. It's just more... It's like that extra mocking thing that we get to throw in on each other. And the best part is whoever like loses at the end of the day has to wear the other team's hat for the rest of the day. Play the Gophers. Nice. I actually went and saw a Vikings game up in the Gopher Stadium because they hadn't finished constructing the new stadium yet. We went to go watch Minnesota play the Jets because Leo is my last name, is a huge Jets fan, and we figured, well, when's the next time they're gonna get anywhere near this close? Not to mention the tickets were fairly cheap, so we actually got those on kind of a decent deal. How'd you end up in Minnesota? I would guess probably a car. Establishing my regular times as we speak. Nice. I wish I had regular times. Yeah, the hat thing. Awesome. Also, at this point, if you guys want to keep chatting just on the stream, that's fine with me. I've also got, in the information, I have my Discord channel. If you wanted to just straight up talk, I could throw you into Discord as well. Talk with Mike, etc. over the stream. Just throwing that one out there. Otherwise, this works just fine. Fair enough. Long story. Yeah, man, that Super Bowl up there that this year, that's gonna wind up being so packed. I can't imagine how nice that's gonna be for, revenue and things like that. I take it you probably just heard the car comment. It's always hard to gauge when people are hearing what I'm hearing, or what I'm saying. Yeah, man, if the Vikings make it, that is just gonna blow things up. Go any team playing New England, yeah. New England's just kind of become that team to hate right now. Like, everybody's just sick of them going to the Super Bowl. I do have one friend that's actually for the New England Patriots, but eh. Just set them up and do your best to stick with them. Yeah, I could. It's just, I don't know. Right now, I don't mind, like, actually, like, being here and just doing things this way. Just kind of random, stream whatever. It's working out just fine. Not to mention, I do a lot of watching versus anything else right now. Welcome to the Discord, Chupa Squirrel. I apologize if it's not set up very well right now. It's one of those things that I really need to work on. time we had a hanging then. Ooh. Okay, that's a little harsh, perhaps. Why are you hiding? Sounding really echoey. I can't figure out why. I don't know. I don't know if that's just a matter of like how they come across to OBS or something. Because personally, I always think mine sound really echoey as well. Alright, Squirrel, let me know if you have any issues trying to connect to the Discord channel. Haley, you should stop by the Discord. I'll tell you what though, for being a new streamer, I am learning a whole bunch lately. Lesson for tonight, have water on hand. Like I do a decent amount of talking throughout my day all the time, but like I don't know what it is. Once you get towards nighttime, it just seems like I don't know. My throat is just drying out a whole bunch. Not literally, of course. Eh? Hello.
Yep. Discord doesn't like voice on, so
Say again, you're kind of getting a little choppy.
yeah, Discord doesn't like my phone, so I have to do the audio only.
Ah, I see what you're saying. That's why I need to bump your volume. I'm used to my buddies being a whole lot louder.
I'm sure I'd be louder myself, but for some reason, and be along. So when I try to, nothing.
Hmm. Like I wonder if yours is on like a put. I know you can adjust the slider for like the sensitivity of the voice. Like I wonder if you need to slide it so it's a little bit more sensitive.
I went all hitters, all.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing beats a microphone, I guess.
Well, that's one reason why I have.
I think I might have lost him.
No, I'm still here.
It just cut off after one of those last words. So where did you say you were at now?
I'm in the northwest.
The Northwest. Okay. Yeah. So were you originally from Iowa then?
No, I just happen to live there.
Okie doke.
But I still like the Hawkeyes.
Good man. Certainly wouldn't like you liking the alternative.
Well, I happen to pretty much live in between Hawkeye and Cyclone territories.
Okay. Yeah, I could kind of get an idea for where you were located then.
Yeah, I pretty much spent all my Iowa time in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah. I actually don't get over to Cedar Rapids much. I don't have family that's from there, and I'm really not used to being over there. I never really made it to any games or anything like that. So, a limited time spent over that away. All my time would have been either like Ames, Des Moines, over in Waterloo, spots really close to Waterloo that are smaller. That's where a lot of my
Yeah,
family's from, is over like by Independence, Jessup, right around there, Brandon, the city with that big old frying pan. Or, well, town. City would be a big stretch.
yeah. I spent about a week in once, but that was because the girl was in the was in psych costume.
Huh.
But that's a long story, and that's not all I feel comfortable
Yeah.
discussing about it.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, there's always kind of that, like, how much do I want to talk about, like, personal stuff on Twitch, and
Well, also because it involves someone else specifically, and
yeah.
I don't think it's fair for me to be discussing their medical history with.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Totally agreed. Like, I don't even like saying my family members' names on here if I can avoid it. I've slipped up before, but I usually try and keep it on the down low, especially if I'm going to be kind of talking about like where I'm actually like located, stuff like that. Not that I think anything bad's going to necessarily come out of it, but you know, weird times these
Yeah,
days.
generally, I won't even mention a person happen to streamer's real name. I won't mention their
Yeah,
name part of the stream.
it depends. Some people are more comfortable with it, and I don't know. I don't mind going by a pseudonym.
Yeah, I've
But
been using Squirrel for so long that pretty much my entire online identity.
yeah, actually, that was partly why I asked you if you were from Iowa, because there's a guy that like I wasn't very acquainted with him or anything, but I knew of him, and he used to go by Squirrel, and I think even to this day still goes by it. That's what everybody used to call him.
Yeah, so oh yeah, in real life I go by my given name. Even back when I lived in Iowa, though, my stupid Squirrel ID.
Hmm.
I started with PlayStation 3 out a little more than 7 years. I left Iowa in late '07.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I've had A32 since like my freshman year of high school, back like in 99, 2000, somewhere in there. Like, I didn't even have a computer. I was using like the school's computer, and I thought, like, a lot of people have a Yahoo account. I should really get myself an email. I couldn't even tell you if that email was even still active anymore. It's been so long. But man,
My
those were.
personal email has
Say again.
personal email has my personal email has squirrel in it, but aside from that,
Yeah. Yeah, man. What is that noise? Oh, is that Haley? You in here, Haley?
Uh,
I'll take as a yes.
I can't hear things.
Like things as in other things or things as in us?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Fantastic.
They still sound super echoey. I think that's just maybe the way that it is. It's very annoying to me though.
Yeah, you're even kind of coming a little echoey across here, but
Weird.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's
Like
me.
my
Maybe it's my
notification.
headset. I don't know.
I don't know. But personally, I've always thought like my Twitch chat or my notification sounds and the likes always kind of seem echoey. Especially like the one for people who are hosting when Kirby comes across and does the little hi thing.
Mhm.
Like that always comes across as like way echoey.
Yeah, I have one that's just wicked, and it literally goes wicked. I'm like, that's not what I wanted.
It's
well,
not the same.
that might also be because they have their PC audio through their headphone too.
That could be.
Did you say it's coming through headphones?
Yeah, sometimes if you have like what we're doing, where the Discord chat is the same as the main chat, you have your PC audio on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll usually make like the whole thing echo though, not necessarily just the alerts, but
Yeah.
I guess right now if all you were testing was the alerts, then it'd be hard to tell. Although I wasn't getting any feedback or anything like that on your stream the other night, because that would have been like
Yeah.
a really easy tip off.
And then, well, so the other day, like I thought the sound sounded okay on my stream, but then all my alerts were getting cut off. I think you're the one who told me about that. Like they weren't even showing the full name, so that was weird.
Yeah, like they were showing the names, but the word follow was getting cut off. You could only see like the tips of the larger letters.
Why can't things just work?
I
I know,
know.
right?
So hard. I love that the more technology is supposed to get simple and easy, and the more complicated it just seems.
Mm-hmm.
So how was your day up there in Minnesota today?
Cold and snowy.
Yeah, ours was kind of about the same. It was blowing pretty good most of the day, although here in my town we didn't get near the snow that they thought we were supposed to get. We did get
Mm-hmm.
like kind of rainy that turned to ice and drizzle, but that was kind of earlier in the day. They wound up canceling school last night. Honestly, I think if they just would have stuck it out and would have been diligent on the roads this morning, they probably could have made it to school just fine.
Yeah.
It maybe would have been a little problematic, but certainly nothing that people haven't done before.
Yeah, we got really icy too. Part of it was because the last 2 days have been really warm. We've been above freezing actually the last 2 days, and so all the snow that we had kind of started to melt.
Uh,
And then today it dropped back down to freezing really abruptly, and so all the snow that had melted turned directly into ice right away.
ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, that sucks. Actually, I was a lot happy. We had kind of a similar situation last year. Like, usually during, like, Christmas, in between Christmas and New Year's is when I take my break from work. I'll take a vacation right in there. And last year, like, one of the days that was supposed to be for, like, my relaxing time, like, Whiffy was going to take the kids to daycare. I was going to get to sleep in. She didn't even care if I helped her get the kids ready in the morning, no nothing. Like, it was supposed to be my relaxing day. And she got out the door with the kids and, like, called me on the phone immediately after and was like, "Hey, the sump pump is I could hear it going this morning, but nothing is coming out on the other end." We had had a whole bunch of, like, melting snow, like, right
Ugh.
before it, and it saturated the ground so bad that the sump pump had to run. But then it got wicked cold. And we have one of those blue thing, like, it's a, well, I shouldn't call it a blue thing because I'm sure they come in all sorts of colors, but it's like a rubber hose that kind of collapses when stuff isn't running through it, so that if you're running a sump pump line to the street, like, people can run it over with bicycles and walk over it and everything, and it'll do just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one of those on the end of the sump pump line, and I didn't even think about it, that if there was water in there that it would just freeze up. And it did.
Mm.
And it
Mhm.
froze almost all the way back to where
Oh,
it exits from the house. So I had to
that
get up
sucks.
in the cold weather and drag myself outside so that I could go and, like, relieve the line so it could actually, like, let the sump pump empty, because that would have sucked. That was, like, the first thing I checked after I had gone out and disconnected the hose, was like, oh my god, is my basement flooding?
Yeah.
Which luckily it
Oh,
wasn't,
fun.
but yeah, that still wasn't an ideal situation. So yeah, not only did I have to drag myself out into the cold, but, like, I couldn't let it just dump into right next to the house near the backyard. That wouldn't have helped the problem at all. So I wound up having to take myself to Menards and buy, like, a new sun pump line to string to the backyard.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so that was my relaxing day last year. That was
That sucks.
awesome.
You learned your lesson though, I bet.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not leaving that blue hose part on nearly that long into the season any
No.
longer. So,
Well, I hope.
live and learn. What was that, squirrel?
Oh, I was just saying, I hope not.
Yeah, no doubt. This year's relaxing kind of got killed a little bit too. This, like, we were gonna send the kids to my in-laws for at least one or two of the days that I had off to, just let me have, like, a nice relaxing day. And my father-in-law, he wound up getting, like, really good and sick, so that kind of put the kibosh on a couple of days for me. Spent most of the vacation just babysitting,
Mm.
but oh well, could be worse. Kids were plenty entertained anyways. They got plenty of movies and new toys and all that junk.
Oh yeah, days when we were kids, right?
Yeah, yeah, those kids have got so much stuff they don't need for anything. I'm just happy they both like movies as much as they do. They're good and occupied for, like, an hour or two at a time, so
We're
Yay,
All the
attention
point where
span.
you are adult.
Say again. Alright, well I should probably finish up the stream here. Because we're already getting on to being like almost 2
Oh, it's
o'clock.
almost 2. Holy
Yeah.
moly.
We're approaching like extremely dumb levels of late into the night.
Yeah.
Or early into the morning, if you like to look at it that way. So. Alright. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Has made the stream a whole lot more enjoyable. And thank you to anyone else who might still be lingering on. Doesn't look like it though. It looks like the chat isn't any further along from last I saw it. In which case, I'm probably just going to hit the end stream button now.